welcome to another exciting episode of Wired Women. I'm so privileged and excited to have Paula Elliot as my guest today. Paula, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Please introduce yourself to our viewers. Who is Paula?
Okay, so I'm Paula Elliott. I'm 48. I'm an ex-soldier. I was in the army for 6 years in my 20s. And I'm actually a trumpet player. I'm mother to 2 girls, Amber and Amelia, and my husband and I celebrated our silver wedding last year, and we went to Paris for the weekend.
Amazing.
I live near Dover in a little village, and we have a beautiful golden doodle puppy who I adore. He's been our saviour during this lockdown this year. During the day, I hang out at Pitman Training, where I'm a career coach and digital trainer. And I also have a couple of side hustle businesses. One is skincare and makeup, which is all vegan and not tested on animals, which really appeals to me. And the other is that I help people earn an extra income that they didn't think was possible.
Oh, wow. You are a busy woman, Paula. That sounds amazing. All of the stuff that you just said, it sounds amazing. And we're going to have an opportunity to break down some of those bits in a little bit. So in the first instance, I want to hear a little bit more about your 2 daughters, because I understand from our previous conversations that you actually named your business after their first names combined, parts of their first names combined. Do you want to share with our viewers what that is all about?
Yeah, absolutely. So after 12 years of being self-employed, I decided to form a limited company, and I wanted something that meant something to me as a name. And so I combined the names of my daughters, Amber and Amelia, and I came up with the name Berelia. So it's made up of Amber and Amelia.
I love it. I love it so much. So that's definitely a fab fact about you. And then there is another fab fact. You are a woman with so many layers. I want to just keep peeling those back. So you were in the military as well before you started your business. Do you want to tell our viewers and me what that looked like?
So aged 19 in the big city of Leeds, I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I wanted to continue with some education, but I didn't really want to stay in an education environment. So I joined the army, and I trained first of all as an analyst, and then I trained in Arabic. I had done German A-level and GCSE Latin, so the Army Career Centre realised that I had an aptitude for languages. And they sent me on my first trip to Kent, which is funny because I live here now, but I had to pass a military language aptitude test before I even applied for the army. And as a result of that, I joined the army. I was in the Women's Royal Army Corps for my basic training, and then I joined the Intelligence Corps. And I moved to Ashford, to Templar Barracks, which is just up the road from me now. And I trained as an analyst and a linguist with the Intelligence Corps. And my first proper posting was in Cyprus. And I moved to Cyprus, leaving behind my betrothed, Glenn, and had the most painful 6 months with no mobile phones and no internet. And it really was a bit of a shock to the system, because it was in my first working unit without the man that I was engaged to be married to. And I knew that he was going to be coming out soon after, but we did have 6 months apart. And the first time he phoned me, he put £30 coins in the phone box, and all I did was cry. Aww. What a star.
Oh, you're about to make me cry as well. That is so sweet.
So I stayed in Cyprus for 4 years working as an Arabic linguist. And that's about all I can tell you on that subject.
I don't know if I'm going to peel all the layers from this onion. It just keeps going. So you're now a linguist as well, and you speak Arabic. But like you say, we're not going to go there because we don't have enough time. But what I would like to find out is, how has all this life of being in the army, as well as just being in the business as long as you've been, what sort of attributes do you have, or did you acquire from working in the army that you can share with our viewers that have really helped you with setting up of Berelia?
Obviously, being in a military environment, you just have to do as you're told, and my quest for freedom was massive. So what I've enjoyed most about being a civilian again is the fact that I can have freedom to work as I wish and to wear what I want and to basically make my own choices. In business, I've found being very personable has been the winner, really, because I listen a lot. I listen for clues for what I could do to help people, make suggestions. And although we have a corporate brand, I try to avoid a corporate feeling, because really it just makes people glaze over. I want people to be hit in the solar plexus and feel different from having been in my company, and know that they've got me on their side and that I'm here to support them and help them.
I like that. I like that a lot, because as we talked about it in the pre-show, the premise of having a Wired Women conversation is making it as authentic as possible, because people buy from people. They don't buy from brands. And so I like that ethos that you have for your business, that, you know, to have an open door policy, to be personable and to be approachable, really, because otherwise you've got all this wall that you put up when you become too corporate and too rigid as a business. So I really like that. And also, like you, Paula, I am a visibility coach. I train people to prepare for interviews. In my case, it's media training. I tell them, I help them in storytelling to master the art of persuasion or communication, as the case may be. I note from your background as well, you are a trainer, training people to prepare for interviews. You train them to public speaking. You train them for various job preparedness skills. Do you want to go into that a little bit and share with our viewers what that entails?
So I've been in this role for 20 years. And it came about because I really enjoyed my training when I was leaving the army, and I knew that I didn't have the commercial skills that I needed to be able to get a job when I came back to England. So I spent a year studying IT skills. I mean, it was a long time ago. It was in 1997, so it's not like it is now. But I used to go to a computer course once a week, and I could type and I could use Microsoft Word and spreadsheets and learn how to create a database. And that really is what I've done. I've led by example, and I've put the skills that I've learned into practice with supporting other people. The whole thing about having work is finding what skills you have that somebody can pay you to do. And one of the struggles that people have when trying to find work is that they don't know what their skills are, and they don't see what their own attributes are. So I help them to find that within themselves. Skills are easy because we can always develop them, but people understanding their true attributes about being confident and personable and reliable and trustworthy, that's the bit that makes you shine, and that's the bit that people should really shout from the rooftops. The way to do that is in a cover letter. So many people can't be bothered to draft a decent cover letter, but that's really your opportunity to sparkle and make an interviewer really want to meet you. The skills are secondary, because they might think, I really like this person, we can train her, but you can't train somebody to have the right attitude. So that has been a thread throughout all of my training delivery. Even though I train in digital skills, I get people to make the most of the opportunity to shine in an application.
Yeah, I like that because as an employer myself, I tend to receive a lot of CVs, and those CVs come without a cover letter. Or if they do a cover letter, it's like they didn't put in much effort. They're like, just find my CV and that's it. I believe that a cover letter is equivalent to a pitch. You know, like it's a pitch. You're promoting yourself. You're saying, this is my USP and that's what makes me different. And like you said, the CV eventually will elaborate what your skills are, but I need to know why I should even bother to read your CV in the first place before, you know, you need to get me into that. And in PR, we want to say, we want the what, where, why, and when to pick the interest of a journalist before they open that proposition that you've got in terms of a story. So I really like that. Like I said, there's a lot of correlation between what you do and what we do in PR. Did you want to add something else to that?
I have also received applications for work, and from people who've studied with me, and they've disappointed me that they've not found something that they know that I'm interested in, like supporting people in adult learners. If you can find a key theme with the person that you're writing to, again, you can hit them in the solar plexus and get them to really want to meet you. And that's what makes a difference. It's again about being personable. There's so much information out there on everybody. It's so easy to do research on them. You don't have to be a spy. You can just Google them.
That's true.
I once supported a young lady in an interview preparation, and it involved a trip to Canterbury to buy a suit and a pair of shoes. And we looked on the website of the business that she was going to, and I said, we need to make you look like them, so that when you arrive, you already fit in. Mm-hmm. So that was... well, she started working there. It was a real winner. But that's the thing. Do your research and make sure you're going to fit in before you even get there.
I like that as well. Yeah, that's very useful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And so if I were to take you back to, I know you've shared already about when you went to work in the military and how you started and everything, but is there the one thing, power to, or something that you would actually say to your younger self, looking back now that you're fully developed to where you are at 48? Let's take you back to the time maybe when you were 18. What would you say to the younger Paula?
To realise when you have an opportunity in front of you, and don't be frightened to explore things that you can still later say no to. I've seen lots of opportunities where I've been too scared to even find out what it was. So have a go. Die trying is my motto, because I will die trying to do something new, I'm sure. But I think don't be frightened to investigate things and consider them before dismissing them. Because so often you almost reject yourself and don't give yourself the opportunity. So in recent years, I've been doing lots of reading and reading personal growth books and listening to podcasts and doing some meditation, and the constant strive to be better and to be the best Paula that I can be in all aspects of my life, the best mother, the best wife and companion to Glenn, the best dog owner, so that we actually go out and have fun. It does require constant focus, and it can be quite exhausting, but the rewards are phenomenal. And by being consistent in my approach to everything and making sure that I keep top side of everything, keep top side of my skills, keep top side of my fitness, keep top side of learning something new all the time, and keeping in touch with everybody that I consider to be a friend and to value their time and their company. It requires effort. It all requires effort. So go for it. There's so much time that people spend in front of the television. It's just a waste of life. Make the most of it. So many people have lost their lives this year and lost family members through this ridiculous coronavirus situation. We're allowed out at the moment. We should make the most of everything. My daughter Amber, she's 14. She and I have been running the Couch to 5K this year, and it's not been easy for me. I've not particularly enjoyed it, but we are absolutely determined that we're going to finish it. So that's one of my jobs for today.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, you sound very passionate about everything that you do, and that's very good. It's a great attribute because you give 100% in everything that you do, and you're not like giving a little attention to this. And that's, like you said, it can be draining, but it takes a lot of effort and commitment to get through everything that you've intentionally given yourself to do. And then you have to show up, and you have to show up 100%. So thank you so much for sharing that. And that's looking back to Paula, a younger self, and where you were then and where you are now. And like we did discuss this pre-show, you do show up, and even when you're afraid, you try things. Like most people, they're afraid of having conversations, being on camera. They're afraid of public speaking, and it takes some doing to actually just be bold and say, you know what, I'm going to do it even when I'm afraid. So thank you so much for sharing that, Paula. And so my next question, I guess it's a no-brainer, but it's a question that needs to be asked. What is it? What is in your power tool, your secret sauce that keeps your business sustainable? What is it that keeps you going and keeps the business reinventing or re-innovating itself year after year?
I'm not afraid to speak to people, or I'm not afraid for people to say no to me. So I will consistently keep in touch with people. It's always about timing. It's always about the time being right for people. I've noticed that after 6 or 8 months, people will come back to me and say, we spoke about Excel last year, I'm ready now. So be completely unafraid of no, because no isn't never. No is just not right now. I mean, even with this interview scenario, there was a couple of weeks where it just wasn't right. But, you know, we kept in touch, and now is the right time for me to speak. And now is the right time for me to speak to everybody. So definitely keep the conversation going with all of your prospects.
I like that. I mean, you know, it's just, you would think it's common sense, because some people will give up at the very first try. But a business or a customer decision journey, as they call it in marketing, can take anywhere between 24 hours to 6 months, like you just said. So if people are in business, then they can't just give up on that very first try. So it's a very, very good and useful nugget that you've just shared with our viewers just now.
We need to have around 8 to 10 exposures for it to be an automatic that they want to come back to us for the business. And sometimes we can do it quickly and it's easy, but sometimes it takes more determination and more effort. And the more effort that we put into people and finding out what it is that they need that we can support them with or provide them with, it makes it a better chance of it being a no-brainer that they come back to you.
So I guess the next thing that my viewers would be dying to learn about would be, what would be that advice that you would give them if they are thinking of starting a business, but maybe we can be a bit more specific. If they were thinking of starting a pitman's business or a beauty business like the one with non-animal tested business that you're doing, or any other business for that matter, what sort of advice would you give to our viewers?
I would suggest that you do plenty of research and find a brand that you are passionate about as an end user. So I have sold hundreds of thousands of pounds of Pitman training courses over the years. And that's because I enjoyed my time with Pitman training as a student. So I started off in 1999 on a Pitman training course, and then I started to work there. It wasn't until 2001 that I actually bought the business. So I was around the brand and the products as a customer before I actually joined the company and then joined the business. So if you are looking at any kind of industry, it makes sense for you to enjoy what you're selling, because you can sell it with integrity and know that what you're going to deliver will really make the impact that you want it to make on the end user. So either training or cosmetic products or makeup, anything like that. If you can genuinely say, this is awesome, I use it myself, I'm here to support you all the way through. I mean, on my learner journey, when I speak to my customers who are finding out about a qualification, like they want to do an accounting qualification, I say to them right at the beginning, I am here to support you throughout, right the way through to you qualifying and maybe even changing job or getting promoted. I'm here for you. And I think that knowing that I'm going to show up and stick around makes a big difference to my customers. It's not that I'm going to sell them something and then disappear and they never see me again. Yeah. I want to have a lifelong relationship with them, because they're going to be working for most of their life. I want to stay with them. And I've had people that have come back to me 3 and 4 times through their career to say, I'm doing this now, I need to learn how to do payroll, or everything's changed, I need to update my skills, I need to get a new job. And I've even taught people how to get a job via LinkedIn. Somebody who's been a very traditional secretary has learnt new skills. I really encouraged her to use LinkedIn. She'd never used it before. And she actually found her job through LinkedIn. It was just amazing. And you see this lady, I see her out in the lanes riding her horse. And it's so nice that I'm happy to stop and wind the window down in the car and have a little chat with her, because we've got that kind of relationship that I want to continue knowing how well she's doing. I don't want to just give them a course, give them a product and off they go. I want to keep in touch. I want to know what the outcome is of them being my customer.
That's very great stuff. Thank you so much. So yeah, I see that even for people that are actually applying jobs, they will need to research about the prospective employers, but they need to fall in love with that prospective employer as a brand first, to understand the culture of that brand and to see if the culture that the brand has for its staff is something that they would want to be a part of. So I really like the way you went with this, with regards to falling in love with the customer and nurturing that relationship and becoming close to that brand that you want to work for, or that prospect or prospective client or ex-client that you've worked with, so that you just never know where the rest of that story leads. So thank you so much, Paula. And unfortunately, we're running out of time. If our viewers were to get in touch with you, how would they find you? Where would they find you? I know LinkedIn is one of those places, but do you mind sharing with our viewers exactly how they would find you and where?
So you can find me on LinkedIn as Paula Elliott, and you'll see my Berelia brand logo on there. You can also find me on Instagram as Our Paula, which is what they call me up north, Our Paula. And I'm also on Twitter as Our Paula as well. So I'm all over the place.
Well, thank you so much, Paula. And one last note before we go. I know also that you are a leader for the Ladies Who Latte. So just as the last thought before I let you go, do you want to share with our viewers what that is all about?
So yes, Ladies Who Latte is a national organisation in the UK for what we consider to be entry-level networking for ladies who have their own businesses. Traditionally, business networking has been breakfast or after work on an evening, drinks or something. And for people who perhaps have children at home, that is not the good time to do it. So Ladies Who Latte has been going for 10 years. And I run a group in Dover and also in Sandwich. So we meet once a month. All of the groups are available on the Ladies Who Latte website, and you can see which groups that you want to perhaps join in with. And while we've been in lockdown, we've been Zooming, and recently we joined forces with Lewisham, the ladies from Lewisham, and the Dover ladies next month are going to join forces with the ladies from Tenterden. So we always say to network through your group and not just to your group. And I say to my ladies, spread your wings, because now that we are meeting with more people online, and it seems to be a lot more acceptable in business to be working with people you've never met, to spread their wings and go and find another group. And if there's a business that you have and it's not in the other groups, go and let them know about it.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Paula. It's very useful information for those people that might be otherwise very shy to network anywhere else. So thank you for sharing that. Paula, it's been an absolute treat and pleasure having you on the show today. And I look forward to inviting you to other shows in the future where you can talk more about your business. This has been an introduction to the Wired Women Thought Leadership Community series, and it's been amazing having you on the show. Thank you so much.
It's been great. I've loved it, and I'd love to come back.
Thank you so much. You have a great day now. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.